Pedro Sanchez biography. Pedro Sanchez Perez Castellón, Spanish pronunciation, born the 29th of February 1972, is a Spanish politician who has been Prime Minister of Spain since June 2018. He has also been Secretary General of the Spanish Socialist Workers Party, PSOE, since June 2017, having previously held that office from 2014 to 2016, and was elected President of the Socialist International in November 2022. Sanchez began his political career in 2004 as a city councillor in Madrid, before being elected to the Congress of Deputies in 2009. In 2014, he was elected Secretary General of the PSOE, becoming leader of the opposition. He led the party through the inconclusive 2015 and 2016 general elections, but resigned as Secretary General shortly after the latter, following public disagreements with the party's executive. He was subsequently re-elected in a leadership election 8 months later, defeating internal rivals Susana Diaz and Patxi López. On the 1st of June 2018, the PSOE called a vote of no confidence against Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy, successfully passing the motion after winning the support of Unidas Podemos, as well as various regionalist and nationalist parties. Sanchez was subsequently appointed Prime Minister by King Felipe VI the following day. He went on to lead the PSOE to gain 38 seats in the April 2019 general election, the PSOE's first national victory since 2008, although they fell short of a majority. After talks to form a government failed, Sanchez again won the most votes at the November 2019 general election, forming a minority coalition government with Unidas Podemos, the first national coalition government since the country's return to democracy. After the PSOE suffered significant losses in regional elections in May 2023, Sanchez called a snap general election, which saw the PSOE hold all of its seats. Despite finishing second behind the People's Party, Sanchez was able to again form a coalition government, and was appointed to a third term as Prime Minister on the 17th of November 2023, sparking protests. Early life and education. Pedro Sanchez Perez Castellón was born in 1972 in Madrid to well-off parents, Pedro Sanchez Fernández and Magdalena Perez Castellón. His father was a public administrator who spent most of his career at the Ministry of Culture's Instituto Nacional de las Artes Escénicas y de la Música, Lit. National Institute of the Performing Arts and Music. He later became the owner of an industrial packing company. His mother also worked as a civil servant in the social security system, and later studied to become a lawyer, ultimately graduating alongside her son at the same university. Raised in the Tetuan district, he went on to study at the Colegio Santa Cristina. According to Sanchez himself, he frequented breakdancing circles in AZCA when he was a teenager. He moved from the Colegio Santa Cristina to the Instituto Ramiro de Maeztu, a public high school where he played basketball in the Estudiantes youth system, with links to the high school, reaching the U21 team. In 1993, Sanchez first joined the PSOE, following the victory of Felipe González in that year's general election. He earned a licentiate degree from the Real Colegio Universitario María Cristina, attached to the Complutense University of Madrid, in 1995. Following his graduation, he moved to New York City to work for a global consulting firm. In 1998, Sanchez moved to Brussels to work for the PSOE's delegation to the European Parliament, including as an assistant to the MEP Barbara Durkop. He also spent time working in the staff of the United Nations High Representative for Bosnia and Herzegovina, Carlos Westendorp. Combining studies with his employment, he earned a second degree in politics and economics in 1998, graduating from the Université Libre de Brussels. He also earned a degree in business leadership from IESE Business School in the University of Navarre, a private university and apostolate of the Opus Dei, and a diploma in advanced studies in EU monetary integration from the Instituto Ortega y Gasset in 2002. In 2012, Sanchez received his doctorate in economics from Camilo José Cela University, where he lectured in economics. Political career. Councillor and National Deputy. In 2003, Sanchez stood for Madrid City Council as a PSOE candidate, under the local leadership of Trinidad Jiménez. He was 23rd on the proportional representation list, but missed out as the PSOE won only 21 seats. Sanchez joined the council a year later by co-option when two of the PSOE councillors resigned. He quickly rose to become a close confidant of Trinidad Jimenez, who sought the leadership of the council. In 2005, he was seconded to help lead the PSDG, PSOE's sister party in Galicia, campaign in the Galician regional election, which saw the PSDG win enough seats to allow their leader, Emilio Pérez Torino, to become president of Galicia. As well as his career as a Madrid city councillor, Sanchez also worked as a university lecturer at the Universidad Camilo José Cela, UCJC, in 2008, lecturing on economic structure and history of economic thought. Via co-option, Sanchez was elected to the Spanish Congress of Deputies for Madrid to replace the retiring Pedro Sanchez, who has served as finance minister under PSOE Prime Minister José Luis Rodríguez Zapatero. However, his first period in the Congress would be short, as at the 2011 general election, the PSOE suffered a large defeat and only elected 10 deputies for Madrid. With Sanchez 11th on the proportional list, he lost his seat in the Congress. He subsequently enrolled at the UCJC to study a doctorate in economics, earning his Ph.D. 18 months later by writing a dissertation entitled Innovaciones de la Diplomacia Económica Española, Análisis del Sector Público, 2012 English translation, Innovations of Spanish Economic Diplomacy, Analysis of the Public Sector, 2012, supervised by Maria Isabel Cepeda González. In 2018, Sanchez was accused by the ABC newspaper of plagiarism in his doctorate. Refuting the allegations, Sanchez published his full thesis online. Prime Minister of Spain, 2018-present. Sanchez was formally installed as Prime Minister of Spain by King Felipe VI on the 2nd of June 2018. Outlining his priorities, Sanchez said he would form a short-term government that would increase unemployment benefit and propose a law guaranteeing equal pay between the sexes, before dissolving the Congress of Deputies and holding a general election. However, he also said he would uphold the 2018 budget that had already been passed by the Rajoy government, a condition that the Basque Nationalist Party required to vote for the motion of no confidence. Sanchez also announced he would only propose other measures if they had considerable parliamentary support, reaffirming his government's compliance with the EU deficit requirements. As Sanchez swore his oath of office to the Spanish Constitution, no Bible or crucifix were used for the first time in modern Spanish history, due to Sanchez's atheism. 2023 election. After the PSOE suffered heavy losses in a series of regional and local elections across Spain, with the PP and Vox winning a large number of seats, Sanchez surprised many by announcing a snap general election for the 23rd of July. In a speech confirming the election, Sanchez stated that it was important to listen to the will of the people, but stressed the need to persevere with post-COVID economic recovery measures implemented by his government, and that he would seek to prevent the formation of PP-Vox government. At the election, the PP gained 48 seats, finishing first, but the PSOE held all of its seats, and Vox lost almost half of its seats. This meant that PP leader Alberto Núñez Feijóo was not able to form a government. After the Congress of Deputies formally rejected Feijóo's bid to be invested in September 2023, King Felipe VI appointed Sanchez to form a government. After obtaining the support of the left-wing Sumar alliance, as well as a series of pro-independence and regionalist political parties, the Congress of Deputies re-elected Sanchez as Prime Minister on the 16th of November 2023. He was formally appointed to a third term the following day. COVID-19 pandemic. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, on the 13th of March 2020, Sanchez announced a declaration of a national state of alarm, for only the second time in Spain's democratic history, and the first time for such a period. The cabinet agreed a nationwide lockdown, banning all trips that were not force majeure, and announced it may intervene in companies to guarantee supplies. In July 2021, the Constitutional Court of Spain, acting upon the 2020 appeal by Vox, sentenced by a narrow majority, 6 votes in support vs 5 votes against, that the state of alarm was unconstitutional in the part of suppressing the freedom of movement established by the Article 19 of the Constitution of Spain. Ideology. In 2014, Sanchez ran to be PSOE Secretary General under what has been described as a centrist and social liberal platform, before moving further left in his successful 2017 bid to return to the leadership, during which he stood for a re-foundation of social democracy, in order to transition to a post-capitalist society, ending neoliberal capitalism. One key idea posed in his 2019 manual De Resistencia book is the indissoluble link between social democracy and Europe. Sanchez is also a strong opponent of prostitution and has advocated for its abolition. Personal life. Sanchez married Maria Begona Gomez Fernandez in 2006 and they have 2 children. The civil wedding was officiated by Trinidad Jimenez. Sanchez is an atheist. Aside from Spanish, Sanchez speaks fluent English and French. He is the first Spanish Prime Minister to be fluent in English while in office. Former Prime Minister José María Aznar became fluent in English after leaving office. Foreign languages were not widely taught in Spanish schools until the mid-1970s, and former prime ministers had become known for struggling with them as a result.